Gold and Spandau Ballet. Now, I'm looking forward to my next guest because quite often we talk on the programme about the terrors of public speaking. It's one thing that a lot of people find absolutely terrifying. And then you do it and you think, oh, that wasn't so bad. Well, Lewis Speakers Club is celebrating its 10th anniversary. Let's talk to Jeff Grace, who's the founder of the club and has helped people learn the art. What a brilliant idea. Public Speakers Club.
Yes, it's part of a big organisation. Started nearly 100 years ago, believe it or not. But there's over 200,000 people who practice this worldwide. And years ago, when I was beginning myself, I thought, wouldn't it be great to set up our own club? And not just in any old venue, but in the White Hart Hotel in Lewes. Because, of course, Thomas Paine spoke in the same room where we speak. But yes, public speaking is a key life skill. And I think it's something that anyone can take the time to develop, and it's often perceived that I just can't do that, or I'm not good enough, or it's not me. I'm here to tell you that it is you, and you can learn, you can practice, and you can improve it like you can any skill.
And people are often surprised at how good they are. I think all of us, when we sit in an audience and you watch someone who's about to get up and speak, we've all got empathy. You want them to do well. The audience is with you. Absolutely,
100%. And the thing is, also, it's worth noting that some of the best people that you see on television still suffer that feeling of pre-going and performing. I think everyone gets that to a certain point. I know I certainly did a little bit today, but anyone does, and you should forgive yourself for that. Even the best people out there get that feeling. They just deal with it. They get used to dealing with it.
I bet there's some amazing stories over the last 10 years from the Speakers Club.
Good heavens, Sarah. Yes, there's been lots of stories. It's been an epic. When it began, I firmly, there's reasons why on a personal level why I wanted to start it, but some of the things that have happened, some of the members that we've had come on board and do things, some of the achievements, we've had a lot of people come through very nervous, very fearful, and they've gone on to have promotions, they've advanced their political careers, and we had one lady who, bless her, she'd had a stroke and she literally lost the ability to speak. And that, if you want to improve your public speaking skills from the position you are rebuilding your ability to speak, that takes a lot of courage. But to witness that journey, to help that journey, and everyone in the team does. And yes, now she's training to be, I think she's training to be a therapist actually now.
It's amazing, isn't it? I think actually if you tackle something you're scared of, like public speaking, it can impact on the rest of your life as well. You think, I can do that. I can do anything.
Yeah, it's that success ladder that we often need to build, I think. But yes, it's certainly, I'm just amazed that it's not put forward more. It's such no matter what field, no matter what beliefs you have, no matter what walk of life you walk. One thing I've learned coming from a live events background is that people who speak well inevitably, and I call it Grace's law, inevitably do well. There's a direct correlation.
And that's exactly what Keir Starmer said recently. He said, right, we need more public speaking in schools. They do it in the public schools. They don't do it so much in state schools.
No, and that's absolutely true. One time we were visited by one of the public schools, and there were people just on the cusp at 17, 18, but they were so good. And I thought, wow, they're clearly training this. And anyone can train it, as I said. It is heavily done. I thought, wow, they're just trained this as part and parcel of their education. But they were just so good. But guess what? Anyone can do it. Anyone can learn and practice it. And it's a key skill that no matter what walk of life you have, you can do and you can get better.
Well, let's go back then. What was your story? Why did you decide that this was because it's not easy, is it, setting up something new and getting it all going and getting people involved and interested? Why were you so passionate that you had to do this?
Well, I had in my life done some sales training. I'd stood in front of some big audiences and I knew how terrifying and how critical those moments could be. Conversely, also, I'd worked in corporate events and I'd seen many presenters over many fields over many years. And as I said earlier, the people who speak well did well. I thought, it's a key life skill. I'm going to master this and get it down. So I started going to Toastmasters in Eastbourne. And then I'm half American. I was born in America, but I grew up here. And I saw the historic significance of the White Hart Hotel, which is viewed as a cradle of the American nation, believe it or not, a little hotel in Lewes. And I thought, what could be great than to found a club in there? The public speaking, it's an American organisation, to go full circle. I thought, we'll never manage that. It'll never happen. But I shared the idea with a few other people and they believed in it. And they believed in me, we believed in each other, and we helped make it happen.
What's the key then? What would your top tip be for being a good speaker?
I think the best thing you can ever do in any situation where you're facing an audience or you're in a situation even like this one is to always remember just how much calm and focus you can bring just by speaking that much slower.
Yes.
You know,
my advice as well would be, because I've been to a lot, is to not look at notes, to just have your key points in your head and be more conversational than trying to keep constantly addressing a piece of paper.
Yeah, it can be a good. I think you're right. I agree with you there. I think today I brought a few notes, but I've not got a written.
But you're not
script.
reading out from them.
Exactly. I wouldn't work off a written script. You still want to have that improv, that impetuous moment of creativity, that little spark that makes a difference, and having the courage to believe that you can express that. That's a big thing. That's a big thing. A lot of people don't think they rely on the notes because they feel that my spontaneous self isn't good enough. And we try to say, no, your spontaneous self is good enough, and you need to encourage and grow and nurture that. And that's what we really believe.
And in terms of the next 10 years then, you've done 10 years. What are the next 10 years going to hold?
The next 10 years, it's been such a journey. It's been such an incredible journey. We had a rough time through COVID, and it was interesting to witness firsthand the power of person-to-person meeting, because we went from a little over 20 members and we dropped right down to 8 at one point. And we were all doing the Zoom meetings, don't get me wrong, but there's a difference between...
it's not the same as it's Zoom. It's like you coming in face-to-face.
Yes.
We were doing lots of these interviews on Zoom, but you miss out on all the subtleties of communication that way.
Yeah, you could almost get a bit zen on it, a bit spiritual. When you've got you're in the presence of an actual person, it's like going to a concert or something. Yeah, you can listen to their music and you can watch the video, but to actually be in a concert and listen to that artist express themselves, there's a certain je ne sais quoi that is the critical thing.
Absolutely,
and
definitely.
that was interesting through. So the next 10 years, I think we're just going to keep going strong. We've got a great team in now. I can't be president forever. There's a rule. There's a limited rule. You have to change power every year, so you can be president for 1 year. So there's been 9 presidents after me, and we've got a great one in now, Pandora and the team, and it's going to be. We've got some great things. So we've got a great start for the next 10 years, and if it's been anything like the first 10, it's just going to be epic, and it's just going to be so epic.
What do people do if they want to join you, if they want to find out more?
Well, the easiest thing would just be to Google Lewis Speakers Club. We're on Facebook, Lewis Speakers Club are there, and we've got www.lewisspeakersclub.co.uk. You can see us on the internet, obviously, but that would probably be the easiest thing. Just put Lewis Speakers Club East Sussex into your search engine, up will pop, and you can come along for free. Try it out for 3 or 4 times for free. There's no charge just to give it a taste.
You're right, we've all got events, weddings, funerals, where suddenly you find yourself in the spotlight, and those skills are so valuable.
I think it happens. My theory is in everyone's life there'll be 3 or 4 times where they'll have to do one, they'll have to give a critical speech, whether it's an interview, meeting someone, or doing a presentation, or selling a key product, or even a house. And those to get those nailed, that little, even with a 10%, a little bit of an edge, is worth the investment 1,000 times over.
Oh, it's been great to see you. Thank you for coming in. Stay in touch and come back in again. Really good to have you on the show.
Thank you for having us. Thanks. Excellent.
So do Google that. Put that into your favourite search engine, Lewis Speakers Club. And delighted to talk to the founder there, Jeff Grace, who joined us in the studio.